How low can you go?
What's going on, world? It's Gia representing JiasWorld. Have a guest on here, Eric. He's been on a couple of my other discussion videos before I started doing just the JiasWorld podcast, and we're going to be discussing jobs, the job economy, the market, how first, second, and third shift jobs differentiate, the pay, etc. So, Eric, introduce yourself. Let them know what you want to bring to the table.
What's up, y'all? My name is Eric. Well, I guess I could just bring to you some honesty, brutal, hard truth about how it really is, you know?
Okay, so you care to share your experience in the workforce and the type of jobs that you've been doing the past 5 years or so?
Yes. Actually, I was doing a lot of temp service jobs. You know, I was looking for steady work, and it was really hard to find. But I was doing a lot of temp service work, and they basically pay you by the week, and it's not a lot. You know, you make a whole lot more with the getting paid every 2 weeks. And the thing about a temp service is that, you know, it's like the title says, it's temporary. You know, sometimes you'll get your hours, sometimes you won't. You'll get sent home a lot, and if they don't need you, and it's mostly in factory work, and I gotta say, that's the most boring work you could ever do. At least to me, I feel like a robot on an assembly line, you know, because I went from putting labels on laundry detergent as they went by, slowly went by, placing labels. And that was just really boring, and I don't know, and I just prayed and hoped that I got something better. Then the casino called me, and I was like, hey, if y'all don't see me, y'all know I got the job, and, you know, and opportunity knocked, and I got the job.
Okay.
At the casino.
And that was, definitely a bright side, a positive moment there.
Yes, it was a huge step up, because before I was at this casino, I was actually doing the temp services, and I was homeless. Pretty much, I've been through a lot. Been through shelters and staying with different people back to back. And once I got this casino job, I was able to save up and afford a decent apartment, and you know, I'm on my feet like I am now. So this job, you know, I'm grateful because it saved me from where I was before, you know. I'm grateful for that.
Okay, I get what you're coming from. As people who have been following me know, I have 3 college degrees, 2 associate's degrees, 1 bachelor's degree. Gonna be working on getting my master's degree this fall. And when I graduated with my bachelor's degree in sociology with a minor in substance abuse treatment last year, May 2014, I went on to do be a part-time custodian at the school that I was in student loan debt for. And I did that for 3 months, and that was minimum wage, and minimum wage at the time was $7.40 an hour. And then I did that for 3 months, and in September of 2014, I started working at a local grocery store in my area, and I did that for about 6 weeks, and that was part-time minimum wage, but minimum wage had increased to $8.15 an hour, and because it was third shift, we had a 50-cent premium, so it was $8.65 an hour technically, but they separated our hourly wage from our 50-cent premium. Then we were paid every week, but we only got like 20 to 25 hours a week, so it wasn't that much money. And, when you get paid, they take out taxes. And taxes, I mean, my goodness, that kills your check. You already not making nothing. And then they lose an extra $50 to $100, that's ridiculous. especially when you're already living in poverty, basically. And then on top of that, a lot of these part-time minimum wage jobs do not come with benefits. There's no health care. There's no 401k plan. There's no retirement plan. There's nothing. There's no paid vacations, paid time off, etc. You don't get nothing. And then I did that for 6 weeks, and then I finally got this job that I have now. It's working for a nonprofit, and it's not. We don't have any like health insurance or 401k plans, but I get paid roughly $500 every 2 weeks. Then I have another job working for another nonprofit organization where I make about $550 a month. And then I'm doing, my internship at the radio station and doing other work. And I'm grateful to get paid more than I was with, being a part-time custodian and working third shift at a grocery store. And I'm grateful, but at the same time, having a college degree, being in student loan debt, and having experience, I still should be getting more money than what I'm getting. People, companies nowadays love to try to downplay people's worth, basically, and tell you what they're going to pay you, but you're worth more than that. So it's really crazy nowadays.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like you were saying with the whole minimum wage thing, especially if you're part-time, it's hard to, find an apartment, pay for basic needs. It's a struggle, And they do like to downplay, they don't pay you what you're worth,
They don't. And it's so sad because it's like like Eric just brought up, you trying to get, an apartment. Oh, rent is out of control. I just did a video not too long ago discussing how expensive rent is. Eric, throw your 2 cents on in it.
On rent or?
On rent, and everything.
Yes. Well, like my apartment right now, I'm paying $625. They actually went up on us. So when this lease runs up, I'm really trying to move because, it's like, I get one free check and one check I have to save for rent. But still though, it's like that eats up a majority of this stuff. I don't really have enough to, do what I want to do. Basically, pay your rent, you buy some food, and you can't enjoy yourself with the money, That's why you need 2 jobs, at least, 2 jobs, or basically save money, just stay with somebody, because, I don't know, if you don't have your own career or business, it's just not going to add up. You're going to have some trouble,
Right.
in this economy.
Right. And I was thinking about recently, about a month or so ago, looking at moving out with some friends. But it's like I said, with our income, we don't make enough money to be wasted on rent. Because that's pretty much half of your income. So for me, okay, I got my job and I get paid $500 every 2 weeks. I would have to give up $330, of my check. And that would only leave me $170. Okay, I still have to eat. I still have a phone bill. I still have student loans to pay off. So it's like you don't have money to do that.
Food is expensive.
Yeah, realistically, you don't have money to do that. So you better, if you have the option to stay at home with your family, even though you don't have privacy and you don't really have your own space, and you don't make the rules, you kind of have to bite the bullet because you're saving money. I'd rather keep that $500, and like I said, I pay $124 a month on student loans. Okay, then turn around, still got to pay a phone bill, still got to have food, still got to have gas, and next thing you know, you got to, your tire's flat, anything pops up, and you still trying to save money so you can do other things later on down the road. You really have to pinch every penny.
Yes. And food is, these stores like, Walmart, Pick and Save, or wherever you shop, even their prices are going high,
Mm-hmm.
And unless you got food stamps, you can't really afford all those groceries, forking over $200 or $300 worth of food, because can't make it.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally get where you're coming from. You know, and I'm thankful that I'm able to live at home, you know, with my grandparents. And, you know, it allows me to not have to worry about paying money on rent. And I can put money for my student loans and my cell phone bills and save money for things that matter to me. And but it's crazy because it's like you said, they take care of the food and the rent and the water and the major bills because truthfully speaking, we don't make enough money to do that. You know, I put it like this. Yeah, we have the money to live on our own, but if we lived on our own, we would always be broke. We would never be able to do anything else.
Broke and miserable.
Exactly. And to me, please, that is not worth it for me. And then a lot of times, you know, when you look at rent, you're literally just renting space. You know, you paying $500, $600, $1,000 a month and up just to say you have space. Rent doesn't include, you know, gas, electric, heat, water, clothes, food, you know, entertainment. None of that is inside of the rent. The rent is just that space. So it's ridiculous that they even charge that much in the first place because nothing else is coming with it. Now, if you get lucky, you might be able to find places that have amenities that come with the rent. So some places will be like, okay, we want $800 a month. Water is included, heat is included, and Wi-Fi or something. But most places don't include a damn thing.
Yeah, they charging us for water. You know, I'm paying extra for water and sewage, you know, which is stupid, you know, because most apartments, that's all included around here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised they don't charge us for the heat. I mean, what I'm renting, basically a one bedroom, it's not worth it. It's not worth $625 because especially when the others are like $525, you know, it's just really, it's irritating.
Yes, I understand where you coming from, and then like he just brought up, he got a one bedroom and he's paying $625. You would think you at least have 2 bedrooms. That's my whole point. It's like people are spending so much on space, and that's it. And which brings me to this: if you are gonna move out, you should try. Basically, even if you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, it don't matter. You better have a roommate or a spouse or somebody.
Don't live above your means, you know.
Exactly.
Studio. You know?
Exactly. That's
you
why
don't have to get the big luxurious house or, you know, a duplex. You know, stay within your means. You know.
Exactly. You know, and like I saved up a whole bunch of money and like finally went and got me a new cell phone because my cell phone I had for 2.5 years. My upgrade was last year in September, and I'm just now getting the phone April 4th. So, you know, you gotta save up and save up and save up. You can't just go out here and splurge and then turn around and not have money and be looking stupid. So, if you are moving out, like I said, I would say get roommates, have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, somebody that can help you in on these bills, because you basically have to be making 50 grand and up, and it just be you to live successfully, because it's
making a salary.
Exactly. You can't be doing this part-time minimum wage crap. Let you know that right now. Because all you finna be doing is living paycheck to paycheck, broke every single day, living in poverty, struggling. That's all that is, and that's why, you know, it sucks, but, you know, I'm 22 and I live at home, because I'm not finna be sitting up here living paycheck to paycheck, struggling 24/7 if I don't have to.
Exactly.
So, because I know a lot of people, you know, they moved out, kudos to them, but they're always broke, and they always complaining on Facebook how they can't afford to do anything. Well, you know, which, that's a whole nother story. All these people, y'all broke, living paycheck to paycheck, you know, minimum wage jobs, but for some reason you're out here having kids. Y'all are crazy and making dumb decisions.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Man, people got 5, 6 kids and can't even pay rent, you know, that's ridiculous, you know?
It is, because it's like, if you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of another human being? You know, I just don't get where that is coming into play.
Yeah. Kids are expensive. You got to buy their clothes, food, the formula, all that's not cheap, you know? without assistance. You know, you gotta buy a crib, and car seat. You know, you gotta have a decent way to travel with them. You know,
Exactly.
things are expensive. You don't, man.
Exactly. And that's why, we look back at people today and you just see them struggling. And it's like you're basically adding on to problems when you have kids you can't take care of. And to avoid all of that, I don't have kids. I don't have sex. I don't participate in any of that because it's just not, for me, my personal opinion, it's not worth it in the long run.
You're not missing out on anything. You're not.
Dang. He just kept it real.
Exactly. You can have, I guess sex is okay as long as you protect it, but the kid thing, I'm 30 years old. I don't have kids, and right now I'm glad I didn't have kids. So I'm looking at the people who have kids now, and their life is just so miserable right now because they can't really afford it,
Mm-hmm.
But certain people can, if you're well off, you can afford it, go for it,
Right. I feel what you're saying. And another thing that I want to discuss is making the right decisions and really just thinking about life in general. Like, what you do today will affect you tomorrow and in the future. So you really have to make planned decisions. You can't just go out here and do stuff all willy-nilly because that could be the wrong decision and you will suffer the consequences later. Shoot. A lot of people are finding themselves in stuff that's just crazy. Like, case in point, like even with the whole college thing, last year, and even now, I'll still upload videos and what